What's up, Waluigi? Trent from Trentendo here. While we were all gobbling down some turkey and eating that oh-so-good pumpkin pie, the Nintendo news was still flowing over the weekend. So today we've got a few new Nintendo news stories that we've got to talk about. From an 18-plus app being launched for the NSO. Yeah, you heard that, 18-plus app for the NSO. And a massive, absolutely massive leak for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, the Indigo Disc, which is just set to hit here in a couple of weeks on December 14th. So before we hop into any of this though, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video so you guys are kept up to date with everything going on here at Trentendo. Let's see if we can't hit 20 likes on this video. It really does help, I appreciate it. And without further gilding the lily, and with no more ado, let's hop right into today's news. Now first off, as I mentioned, Nintendo is launching an 18-plus app for the NSO users in Japan. Last week, Nintendo announced that Jet Force Gemini would be coming to Nintendo Switch's online N64 library of games. While the game carries a T rating here in the US, it carries a Z rating over in Japan. Now, Z rating is similar to our M rating, where they restrict the game in Japan to being sold to anybody under the age of 18. Now, this is simply because it is a shooter. Now, all shooter games in the Japanese market carry a Z rating. That includes GoldenEye 007. So in order to comply with the Japanese laws, Nintendo is now creating the Nintendo 64 18 Plus for Nintendo Switch Online users in Japan. This is simply just to isolate the Jet Force Gemini and GoldenEye games from the rest of the current N64 library. Now this potentially could open up some other doors for other games to potentially come to Nintendo Switch, and maybe some other shooter games like Turok, or maybe Perfect Dark, fingers crossed. You know, we are seeing a little bit more of that rare games hit Nintendo Switch. We got GoldenEye, Jet Force Gemini now, and Banjo-Kazooie. Maybe we can get some Perfect Dark on here as well. That would be my big hope for this game, or for the next big game to come to Nintendo Switch 64. But with this Z rating restriction now being kind of solved by Nintendo in Japan, this gives us a better chance at that actually potentially happening. Now, next up, we've got what could be one of the biggest Pokemon leaks to hit Nintendo Switch in a long, long time. Now, before we hop into this, though, nothing from this leak has been officially confirmed. I think it's very important that we always remember that. But the way people have been talking about this and the way people have been dissecting it, it makes me believe that there is some validity to this. So before we hop into it, though, make sure we always take everything with a grain of salt. Throw on that tinfoil hat, and until we have something official, something concrete from Pokemon or Nintendo themselves, let's take it as a tinfoil hat theory. Now, before I get into this as well, I'm not going to get into everything as it is quite substantial. There is a lot of info in here. But I have the link down below for anybody who's interested in going through the full leak themselves. But there's a few really big things on here that I really want to talk about. So we're going to hop first off into those. So first off, they give some of the usual context. You know, they say they're an employee of TCPI, and them and their co-workers are working on publishing some of the English and Spanish articles for Pokemon's site as they get ready for the official launch of the Indigo Disc. So the first thing they kind of touch on in this is some of the new Pokemon that we could potentially see in the DLC. The first one that really jumps out to me, and the one I've been the most interested in is the Paradox Entei form. Now we have Walking Wake already, which is Paradox Suicune that resembles a raptor and has quickly become one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And then we've also seen Raging Bolt, which supposed to be like a Ceropod, you know, a Brachiosaur or something, long-necked dinosaur for the Raikou form. I'm not sure if people love this one as much. I kind of like it. You know, give me all the dinosaur-esque Pokemon. Ever since I was a little kid, you love dinosaurs, and I just don't think I've ever kind of grown out of that love for dinosaurs. So give me all the dinosaur Pokemon. So the Entei form, though, also is being potentially leaked here is Storming Ash. Oh man, if that's the actual name for this thing, that name alone just makes me think this Pokemon is going to be freaking awesome. So could this be like some sort of volcano? You know, we've heard of stuff like, you know, maybe this is like the volcano that ended the dinosaurs, like that kind of a design. So we'll have to wait and see if this is actually true. But if this is actually called Storming Ash, oh, chef's kiss. Like, that just sounds so wonderful. And I really think that if that is the name, they just nailed it on the head. Like, super, super cool name. The next one that also kind of jumped off the page to me was we get the new Dipplin evolution name in Hydrapple. Now this also kind of goes in line with some of the leaks and rumors that we've heard about Dipplin's evolution, that it supposedly is going to resemble a Hydra of sorts. So if we get a Hydrapple, I think that sounds pretty sweet as well. You know, Nintendo or Pokemon, if they've actually named some of these things that we're seeing in here, I think that they've kind of nailed it, and they've really hit some of these namings out of the park with Storming Ash and Hydrapple. So this again with this Hydrapple, the other interesting thing is this would be a Bug Dragon type, which I think would be the very first Bug Dragon that we've ever got from Pokemon. So this would be a cool new, brand new dual type Pokemon that we've never seen this combination before. Again, this would be Dipplin's evolution, Hydrapple. Now, the last big thing that we've got to touch on is the new Terra type name. We've all seen the new Terra types with like the rainbow looking logo. It's usually mostly been associated with Terrapagos up to this point, but the official name, allegedly, again, we got to take everything with a grain of salt, would be Jewel Terra type. So it seems like this, to me, like I think about this, makes a lot of sense. If you look at, you know, what the logo looks like, what Terra Pokemon look like, and they have that jewel, that little, like, yeah, it looks like a jewel if you think about it, in the middle of their little Terra hats. So could this be the Jewel Terra type? We'll have to wait to see if we get another trailer from Nintendo or Pokemon before the 14th, but the more and more we kind of look through this leak, the more at the naming conventions we see things like Jewel Terra type, you know, Hydrapple, Storming Ash. I think this actually makes a lot of sense. You know, I think that it all seems very plausible to me. They weren't some crazy, weird names. Like, everything kind of lines up with some of the stuff we've heard, and I think it really makes a lot of sense, though. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see, though. I guess until Nintendo or Pokemon actually gives us something, well, this is all still just speculation, but it does sound like pretty good to me if we're going off that. So that'll do it for us today, though. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about NSO 18 Plus or any of the crazy Pokemon leaks. Are you thinking they're legit? Do you think this is just some random person's pipe dream that they've posted on the internet? Personally, as I said, I don't think I'd be mad about any of this. Storming Ash just has such a sick ring to it, and everything else that they've kind of talked about, it just makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to kind of lean towards this being more truth than not, but I got that tinfoil hat going strong. So thanks again for watching, though. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like that video on the way out. It really does help. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to getting those conversations going with you down below in the comment section as well. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, catch you later.